If everything in your life feels strangely quiet right now, like your prayers are hitting the ceiling, like heaven has gone silent, there's a strong chance God is secretly testing your faith, and the signs are there if you're paying attention. First, you feel abandoned, like God has withdrawn from you. But this is often the very stage where He's watching most closely. Just like when Jesus cried out on the cross, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Matthew 27:46. Not because God had left him, but because the weight of obedience and silence is part of the refining. When God tests you, He often does it without warning and without answers, because silence reveals what noise cannot: your true loyalty. Second, doors you thought were from God suddenly slam shut. Even after you prayed, fasted, and believed, just like in Acts 16, when the Holy Spirit blocked Paul from going into Asia. God's no is sometimes His loudest test, and how you respond reveals whether you worship Him for who He is or just for what He gives. Third, people begin to misunderstand you or turn on you for no clear reason. This isn't coincidence. It's the same divine pattern seen in Joseph's life when he was betrayed by his brothers before he ever reached the palace. Genesis 37. If people are rejecting you in a season of obedience, it might not be punishment. It might be proof you're being purified. Fourth, you'll notice your usual sources of comfort start to fail. Music doesn't uplift you. Sermons don't hit the same. Your quiet time feels dry. This is when God is stripping away the props so you learn to walk by faith, not by feelings. 2 Corinthians 5:7. It's a shocking form of growth, because the test isn't about how spiritual you feel, but whether you'll obey when you don't feel anything at all. And finally, you'll be tempted to compromise just a little, maybe with a shortcut, a delayed obedience, or a thought that sounds wise but lacks surrender. This is the same test Eve failed in Genesis 3. When the serpent didn't say rebel, he said, "Did God really say?" The most dangerous tests aren't the obvious ones. They're the subtle invitations to redefine truth on your own terms. When you're in a silent season, every delay feels like rejection, and every unanswered prayer feels like failure. But Romans 8:28 still stands. All things work together for good, even silence, even struggle, even when heaven seems closed. God doesn't test you to see if you'll break. He tests you to show you what's already in you, and to make sure you come out purer than gold. Job 23:10. So if you're tired, confused, and wondering why God hasn't spoken, maybe it's not that He's ignoring you. Maybe it's that He trusts you enough to test you. Hold the line. Keep praying. Stay faithful. Because how you respond in the silence will echo louder in heaven than all your words.